A couple of years ago on this channel, I had a video series that I titled an eBay coin lot, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What it was a particular coin dealer that I found on eBay who had produced 5-pound eBay lots of world coins at a pretty good price. And when I got the package in the mail, he had divided them into 5 1-pound bags, and I thought, hey, it would be great for me to open each 1-pound bag in a video. And it turned out to be one of the best eBay grab bags I had ever purchased. It had a mixed up amount of coins. It also had some really bad coins, stuff that was had holes in it, ground up, so well worn you couldn't tell what it was. Cleaned, it had lots of bad things, but it also had some great coins, some things that I had not seen before and had not seen since. After I bought that lot from him, he said, I've got one more. He had been producing probably 10 different lots, and he created one more lot, and he said, you want it? I did. So I had a second series of another 5 videos that I made after this. So if you like watching this video, I'm going to link to the last one at the end here. So I was going to say that, hey, let me open it up, not even open up the box, but I just wanted to make sure he still had put them in individual bags. So I'm going to pretend that I'm opening this for the first time. I have not looked at the coins other than to see if the bags were in here. So, okay, there's our packing. I really did open this up, but just to see the bags. And it turned out one of the bags was torn, one of the bags had spilled open. So I did put these 1-pound bags together. So this bag, it was in its original shape. This one was not, so I put it in another bag. This bag is in its original container, and this is the other one that I needed to put in a bag of my own, so a bag that I've bought previous bulk lots from. So I'm going to make, there are only 4 bags here, so each of these is going to be, let's say, 1.25 pounds, or each of these is probably going to have about 125 coins. I'm still going to make 4 videos, and so, as I said before, these have been some of the best eBay lots that I've made, and so I hope that he still is making more, because it took 2 years to get to a new batch of these, at least for me to find it. I don't check the eBay listings every single day, but we're going to go through here and see what we've got in this lot. Let me put a box to put them in when we're done, and let's zoom in and see what we've got. So I've done my best to not actually look what was in here, but this was the bag that had a hole in it. So I took pretty much everything that was loose in the box and threw it in this bigger bag. And so the first thing that catches my attention is this right here. So we've got some tokens. I'm going to call that not necessarily ugly, but not usually adding tokens to a lot kind of takes back, but they can be interesting. This is a pretty large token, and we've got the United States Mint of Denver. So I had a token like this of the San Francisco Mint, but I don't think I had the Denver Mint. So I'm guessing this came with some mint set and not, let's say, a souvenir of just taking a tour or something like that, but somewhere out there is the United States Mint product that comes with that. So, and that's pretty interesting. Let's look at this larger coin from Jordan. So that's going to be a 100 fils with the date of 1949 on it. So I think that's a pretty good coin. These aren't particularly rare, but this one's still in a nice shiny condition. I like the shaded. Maybe it's not shaded. Maybe just the way the light was catching it earlier, but I like that Mexico City Mint mark on here. And then we've got the 5 pesos from 1972. I'm going to skip over some common things, but we don't see this one all as often. It's going to be from Morocco when it was called the Cherfine Empire. An aluminum coin here of 1 franc from 1951. So this one's in pretty good condition. There's some interesting marks on here, but I'm not sure what everything is on that. But that's a neat find. Let's go to this one from India. From 1920, we've got, of course, that's going to be when India was British controlled. George V, King and Emperor. And I've had a couple of these, but this one might be better condition. I find it in very good condition, usually. It's going to be a 2 annas coin. What was the year in here? 1920. So I like that one. Here's a Japanese aluminum coin. That's going to be a 5 cent from about the days of World War II. Here's another token. No refund, no cash value. So probably a parking token from Denver. Here's one of these 1 pesos from Spain, 1949. 50 centimos. Here is I guess that's a United States wheat penny in really rough shape. So like a Lincoln. I don't even know that's a wheat penny, but it looks like just a Lincoln penny. That's going to be in the ugly category on here. Here's an older British penny in nice shape from 1928. So we've got George V. That's decent. From Ireland. Here's a modern Mexican 2 peso. Worth about 10 cents in foreign exchange value. From Sweden. 5 ore. So I know I have the 1 and the 2 that's like that one. Look at this one from Israel. I believe that is a pomegranate. That's going to be about a 1 shekel. Also from Israel is a 5 agate, made of aluminum. No cash value token. Here, I see another token right here. This one's pretty rough. Guess this is going to be a 6 pence. The 10 pence right here. So from Denmark. 2 kroner. Denmark has not switched over to the euro yet, so that is still an actively traded coin that has international foreign exchange value. Skip over some of the things that are more common. Here's another of these, except it's a different year, 1919. This one is, let's say, very good condition. Very well worn on here. So 2 of those in the same lot. There's another British penny, 1964. So one of the last years with Victoria on it. So I would have skipped over this coin, but this one's just so nice and shiny. It's a 1 peseta. 1975. This one is in such good shape you might be able to see the actual date inside of the stars on here. I can't do it, but maybe if it'll focus. Those aren't the stars. Where they put the actual date. The actual date is going to be in the stars around either side of the Una here. So 19 on this side and 78. Here's an older 20 centimes from Italy, 1941. Also here has the year of the emperor, year 19, an R mint mark for Rome. It was the 19th year of Vittorio Emanuele III, Emperor of Italy. Here's one that's interesting, and I'm not sure I recognize this one. Whenever I see Lebanon, I forget whether that is Libya or Lebanon. I'm going to say Lebanon because there is a large tree on here. This is one I do not recognize. It might be the first coin I don't recognize in here. It's got a date of 1924. Is it from Syria? 2 piastres from Syria? I'm going to research this one. So we're going to set this one at the top, and I'm going to come back to it at the very end and figure out what that is. But we'll skip over some more common things. Here's from Peru. We've got a half a sol de oro featuring an alpaca. So the 1 sol at this time is a similar design coin, but larger than this one. Also featuring the alpaca. 1972. Since this is kind of a brass, you see these tarnished quite a bit. The 50 peso featuring Juarez from 1988. Skipping over some things pretty quick here. There is a 2 Pfennig from Germany from 1906. With an A Berlin mint mark, shows up twice at the very bottom. The car wash token featuring, I guess, like some kind of Model T or something like that. This Canadian beaver nickel has some pretty good shine to it from 2003. So it's got the P for plated mint mark on it. Pretty common coin from the Netherlands. The common 5 shilling from Austria. Okay, I think this one's a good one. And then this is a coin that I have a few of these. This one's in really nice condition. One of the last years that India was British controlled, so I saw 50s on there. That's actually 1932, so it is a 1/12 of an anna. That is really nice shape. Still has a slight bit of luster left on it. So this one could very easily be an upgrade to my collection until I see the big spot on the shoulder. Still might be an upgrade. George V, King and Emperor. So I like that one. From Ecuador, we've got a 10 Sucres. And here's a low denomination coin from India when they were independent, 1957. But that one's pretty rough. We had the 5 from this series earlier, so here's the 2 4 from Sweden. These are all pretty common. This is not so good. That is well worn and cleaned. I can see a date of 1907 here, but otherwise I'm not sure what this is. Canada. This looks like the edge of it has been hammered on it. So this is just an all-around ugly coin, but it's a Canadian large cent from 1907. So that's weird. So at least the ugly stuff in here is interesting. Well, maybe not that one. That one's just all tarnished. See if we can even see what it is. Oh, a Canadian cent. Okay. Italy, 20 lira. From, we've got a 50 Hilero here from the Czech Republic from 1996. So soon after they were no longer part of Czechoslovakia. Israel, we've got this 5 shekelim featuring a cornucopia. Another one from India with a scalloped edge to it. That is a 2 paisa from 1966. That was aluminum. From Luxembourg, we've got the 25 centimes, 1954. And from memory, I think there's a couple of different varieties of that coin. Here's one from Ethiopia. Sad that it's tarnished, but I do remember on the bottom here it features the date that this was made, which I think was somewhere around the 50s. And so that coin is something like called something along the lines of a 10 centimes. Here's a coin from Hungary that I actually purchased. I got this for the first time at a coin show about a month ago. This one might be better condition than the one I paid a quarter for, so that's interesting. That looks, that's a cleaned cent. We saw one of these earlier, but it's in better condition. So 1 paisa from 1961. Maybe that was when it was called a new paisa. The 25 agarat is going to feature a lyre on it. Let's get some more of these in here. A token. One of these older 25 ore from Denmark. Maybe it's not that old, 1971. I just don't remember the hole being in it that recent. Here's a corroded coin from the Philippines. Back when it was, their coins were at least produced by the United States, and there's going to be a tiny S San Francisco mint mark, I think. No, maybe not. But made during World War II days. From France, here is a 2 francs from 1943. And you usually find this coin pretty well worn, so this one, to be able to see the stars that actually appear on the handle of the axe, means this one is one that's in better shape. But their flag, my son recently showed me a video of how the flag of France changed over the last century, and to see that for one time their flag contained this axe with the stars on it, I didn't realize how important that symbol was during a short period of time there in France. The 10 Pfennig from Germany from 1900. That's better than I usually find it. Those are pretty common, but they're usually pretty well worn. 25 cents from Cayman Islands. That's one of the more common coins from there. That one from Finland. A 1 penny. Here's a different 2 francs. 1943. I don't think. Or is that 48? Kind of hard to tell on that one. Here's the 1 franc of the axe design. So when you get a coin like this, you might not even realize that the little stars that were going down the handle is even on there. Belgium 5 franc, pretty common. 10 ore from Denmark. These are pretty common from Austria. 2 Groschen, 1952, aluminum. The Canadian cent with George VI. Yeah, at one time I would have bought those because I thought they're pretty rare, but now I have about 50 of them that are in my trade pile, so that's probably too many. Venezuela via 1 Bolivar from 1967. They kept this design for about 30 years or so, but they have a lot of subtle variances to check out for. We saw the 2 kroner earlier of the modern Denmark kroner. This is the 1. They have a 5 that's very similar. This 50 Groschen from Austria almost looks like it was a proof at one point, but has been out of the proof packaging. So it's got some really good shine, but it also has some scratches to it. That's interesting for a coin that's 56 years old. This appears to be clean, but it's an older Mexico 1 cent, I guess. From 1906, so it's well worn, for sure, and cleaned. So here's a 10 francs from 1951. This one is a rarer version because it has a B mint mark right there, which makes this one more valuable. That is not from Paris. So you always have to check your catalog during these from about that era just to see if it's got the B mint mark or not. Here's a 1 marca from Finland. This one is made out of iron, so these have always tarnished so easily. This is one of the better ones that I've seen. Just because that's a metal that tarnishes so easy. And then what do we have with George V here? Okay, this one's better than the first one we had in the video, so even more luster than the first one, and that other one had a spot on his shoulder, and this one does not, so that one's certainly an upgrade. Here's another 2 Finnick from Germany. That one's rough compared to the first one we saw. That's pretty rough. So this one seems unusual. I'm going to have to check if this one is silver, but somehow this got covered in green ink. And part of me thinks that looks pretty, and part of me thinks that looks ugly. But that seems unusual. I'm going to look that one up, see if that one's made out of silver. I do remember that I got some silver coins in this eBay lot, and that's not something that happens all that often. But I've also been saving this one at the bottom of the screen because I don't recognize it. This one's going to be from Cuba, and I feel like I have another coin of this design, but smaller. So it's going to be from 1962. A 20 centavos, I think that means it's 20 centavos. And I don't recognize that coin. So we've got 3 coins here. I'm going to get out my catalog and look them up. Let's go to the green one here. So I was thinking this was silver because it's from a time, you go in my catalog here, these prices are 25 years old. So the 25 ore during this time was 60% silver, so almost 1/20th of an ounce. There's the silver design. That's a silver design. See all these years that they made it out of silver. There's the W mint mark. Up through 1941 is made out of silver, but here it's made out of nickel bronze. And so now that I think about it, I do recognize this design with Monarch Gustav V, but I didn't realize that it was made 1 year out of copper nickel. They skipped silver coins and made it out of copper nickel there around the World War I days, with an only year made with the W mint mark. And so this is not, unfortunately, this is not uncirculated because it's got that green ink or whatever has happened to it. But this would be a valuable coin if it wasn't had that color on it. I guess you'll call that damaged, but so this is a nice coin in poor shape, and so that kind of falls in the ugly category. But that's where it, sometimes these can be interesting. So I do like that. Let's move on to the Cuba coin. So this Cuban coin is the first year that it's not silver, so that one above it, I recognize it. Now I wonder why I don't have it marked in my catalog because I own that coin. But so this was silver. The 20 centavos, the silver that's the most common is right there. And it's hard to fit this book in the screen here. This is the coin that we're looking at here. So KM31. Jose Marti, and I recognize him from the 1 centavo, I think, but this is the 20 centavo. Same size coin, but no silver on this one, so it was the first year that this was not made out of silver. And so what was the date on the coin? We've got 1962. What condition are you going to say that in? Very fine? Well, 25 years ago, that would have been worth $1 on here. So that one was interesting. So we've got that one other coin, and looked like it said Lebanon, but it also looked like it said Syria on it. So let's see how long it takes me to find it. So here we go. It was Lebanon. I'll show you Lebanon in my catalog here. KM1. So this is the first coin ever made for Lebanon. This is going to be in my catalog under the French Protectorate series. And look at the price on that. Now this is not uncirculated, but if it was, that would be a $50 coin. which is pretty much what I paid for the entire lot. So this is just the first bag out of 4. So that shows you what we're dealing with here. And so I'm going to have to find pictures of this online. I'm going to see, there's no detail on the actual tree on here. So I guess I'm going to call that fine condition, but I haven't even seen this coin before. 1.8 million, 1924. That A means that it was made in Paris since it was a French protectorate. But that's a $1.25 coin. At least that was the price from 25 years ago. That's just a nice coin. I find it interesting that it still has the word Syrians, Syrians, 2 piastres Syrianus, I guess. Because, let's see, the Republic of Lebanon is situated on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean Sea between Syria and Israel, so it neighbors Syria. So Syria makes up, learning about geography on the fly here, makes up about 80% of the border of Lebanon. So I guess maybe they're pegging it to the Syrian piastre at the time. That's interesting. This is a coin that I'd probably never seen before, and why I like these lots so much. So I can't wait for the next bag. So I've got 4 videos here, and instead of slow rolling these out like I often do with my series, I'm probably just going to release all these in a row. So we'll see video number 2 coming out in a few days. All right. So this is bag 1. I paid 47 plus 10 or 11 for shipping on all of these. So whatever a quarter that is, I paid about 12. Well, let's see, about $15 for this the bag that you saw today. Do you think that was worth it? Well, for at least 2 or 3 new coins for my collection, I certainly think it is. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.